What is the most mysterious book to date? Which historical manuscript has remained undeciphered to this day despite numerous efforts by historians, linguists, and scientists? The Voynich Manuscript, which contains hidden texts and images, has been considered the most enigmatic book in the world since the 15th century. This was true until someone developed the correct tool, artificial intelligence. But what's so special about the script, and how did AI assist in solving it? What message has the manuscript kept from us the entire time? In the modern era of WhatsApp chatting, encryption is a familiar term. The chatting app encrypts messages you send to your friends so they cannot be deciphered by any third party. Encryption makes your conversation pose enigmatic to trespassers or intruders. You might be surprised to learn that the idea of encryption is nothing new and that our forefathers felt the need to keep the messages they exchanged among themselves hidden from prying eyes. Message encryption and cryptography were first mentioned in an inscription carved around 1900 BC in the main chamber of Khnumhotep II's tomb in Egypt. The inscription describes substituting strange hieroglyphs for the more typical ones. According to academics, the goal was probably to alter the message's form so that it would appear dignified rather than to conceal the message entirely. However, it continues to hold the distinction of being the first encryption method. Most significant early civilizations have some evidence of cryptography, according to historians. For instance, Kautilya's famous treatise on statecraft, Arthashastra, outlines India's spy agency, and even refers to assigning spies tasks in secret writing. Moving forward to around 100 BC, Julius Caesar frequently communicated with his army generals stationed at the front lines using a form of encryption. This substitution cipher, known as the Caesar cipher, was one of the most well-liked in antiquity. How did it function? Caesar essentially performed a shift-by-3 cipher. Each character was moved forward 3 spaces so that character A became D, character B became E, and so on. The characters then wrapped around to the conclusion, so X would take the place of A. The successive centuries saw the development of encryption and the transition to electronic transactions. The first of these electronic encryption devices was the Hebron rotor machine, which employed a single rotor where the secret key was concealed in a rotating disk. The key encoded a substitution table, and each keyboard key press produced a ciphertext. The disk was likewise rotated by 1 notch as a result, and a new table was subsequently utilized for the subsequent plaintext character. Despite its innovation, the use of letter frequencies allowed for the machine's defeat. Another notable encryption device was the Enigma machine, invented by the famous Alan Turing and used extensively by the Germans during World War II. However, the Voynich manuscript cannot be deciphered even by the sophisticated algorithms used today. Attempts have been made to decode it several times, but no one has been able to crack it. Because of this, the message contained in the book was hidden from humans for many generations and remained a mystery until the development of artificial intelligence. The field of artificial intelligence, or AI, is relatively recent. However, as you might have guessed, researchers have already used it for encryption and decryption as well as trying to decode messages like the Voynich Manuscript, which have baffled humans for centuries. Take a look at what the Google team accomplished with AI-based encryption and decryption as an illustration. The Google Brain team created a game with Alice, Bob, and Eve as its 3 main characters. Deep neural networks powered up each of these characters. The Google Brain experiment was simplified, but it still says a lot about the future of security, particularly in this day and age when so much data and information is transmitted by networks. In the future, cybersecurity may simply refer to an AI agent that is constantly battling to keep your information safe while other AI agents try to find it on the other side. It means we can finally unlock the meaning of cryptic messages like the Voynich Manuscript. So, what about the Voynich Manuscript? Why is it so exciting to scientists and researchers? The story has a long history, but we'll start around a century ago when we first met Wilfred Voynich. The document does have his name. In a Jesuit college south of Rome, Voynich, a Polish rare book dealer, was sifting through dusty chests of manuscripts to explore what he could enjoy. The Jesuits decided to donate some of their centuries-old collection to a chilly environment. While exploring, Voynich discovered what he described as an Ugly duckling. It ended up being a unique manuscript. He turned the pages and was drawn to the strange pictures and enigmatic symbols that formed a distinctive and unintelligible script. He immediately understood its value and bought the manuscript. It didn't take long for it to spark people's imaginations all over the world. The Beinecke Rare Book and Manuscript Library at Yale University is where the Voynich manuscript is safely conserved now. For more than a century, academics have studied its contents in depth, and specialists from around the world have assembled for seminars to try to solve the book's riddle. However, no one has ever been able to decipher its significance. There are many unanswered questions regarding the book. Do the Voynich symbols translate between languages, or are they their own wholly original alphabet? Is the information simply nonsense? The book includes illustrations. What do they mean? What motivated the author to pen the book specifically? These queries have only encouraged researchers to delve deeper into the book and look for other hints. Scientists have determined that the object was manufactured between 1404 and 1438 using the carbon dating technique. Additionally, analysis suggests that the ink matches that of scribes in the early 15th century. Therefore, there is some uncertainty regarding the Voynich manuscript's age. Although some of the extra pages are no longer present, the manuscript has 234 total pages. The pages feature vibrant images of a variety of things, including flora and herbs, zodiac signs, bathing women, odd tubes, a dragon, and a castle. Scientists categorize the enigmatic Voynich manuscript into 6 categories based on its content: cosmological, biological, botanical, astronomical and astrological, medicinal, and recipes. Statistical examinations of the manuscript's distinctive script have shown that its contents are not nonsense, contrary to what some people have suggested. A recent handwriting analysis revealed that there were at least 5 scribes and that they spoke at least 2 dialects. Without a doubt, an actual language is concealed by perplexing symbols. The ownership of the Voynich manuscript has changed several times, including being owned by royalty. Rudolf II, Holy Roman Emperor, appears to have been the first owner in Prague. According to records, he paid 600 ducats to buy it from an unnamed owner. The manuscript was given to Jacobus Horsecki de Tepanek by Rudolf, and Jacobus wrote his name inside the book. The manuscript was later acquired by Johannes Marcus Marci, a physician and scientist, who sent it from Prague to the Jesuit scholar Athanasius Kircher in Rome in 1665 or 1666, hoping that Kircher would be able to decipher its code. However, it was held by the Jesuits until Voynich purchased it in the 20th century. When was the Voynich manuscript composed? This remains another unknown fact. Though there have been hints that its origins may lie in Central Europe, there's been no concrete evidence. Although Roger Bacon, a well-known Franciscan friar and philosopher, has been credited with writing the book, this claim has been refuted. What language was the Voynich book based on? Suggestions include a medieval North German dialect, Middle Latin, and Proto-Romance. Some anthropologists claim the book was written in a vulgar Latin dialect with an esoteric Roman shorthand, while other scientists propose Hebrew. Researchers have also sought to identify the vegetation depicted in the images. Some claim these plants are recognized species from the time of the Aztecs. However, these hypotheses need to be verified, and the document continues to be as enigmatic as ever until someone completely and unquestionably interprets the manuscript's text. What motivated the book's creation? It's very difficult to answer because there's so much unknown about it. It could have been a piece of medieval magic, a medical treatise, a scientific article, or anything else. William and Elizabeth Friedman, 2 pioneers in modern cipher-breaking, tried to decipher the Voynich manuscript among the many specialists who have attempted to do so. They studied various manuscripts during both world wars and used code-breaking techniques on the manuscript but were never successful. When IBM's punch card tabulating machines were developed, a few people tried to use the technology to speed up their calculations, but they made no progress. Recently, researchers have studied the Voynich text using computer analysis, but they too have produced no results, unfortunately leaving its mystery intact. So, what do you think about it? Comment here with your thoughts on the enigma surrounding the Voynich manuscript.